Hey, Jim, well, thank you for being here. According to our clock, in here at 6 o'clock straight up. Again, thank you for being here. It's a Payson City Council meeting for October the 4th, 2023. So I'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. The prayer tonight will be given by Easton Brady. Easton, you here? Come on, there you go. I don't know how I missed you. Come on up, Easton.
Dear Heavenly Father, so grateful to be here today, and please bless our city government that they will lead and guide us and do what's best for the people of Payson. Father, we're so grateful for the freedoms that we have in this country, and we're so grateful to be able to be here tonight and to be involved and to be active in our local community. Please watch and protect our military, our police, firefighters, and again, we thank thee for everything that you give us, the freedoms, and we say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Well, thank you. Easton's the candidate for city council in the coming election, so thank you, Easton. Also, the volunteer for the pledge is Kelton Topham. Kelton, I'm here. Come on up. You come to the podium and lead it to the pledge. We appreciate it.
Please repeat the pledge after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Kelton, thank you. Okay, moving right along, B, consent agenda, the approval of September 6, 2023 City Council minutes, proclamation, planning month, number 3, resolution, Montview Hospital security contract, number 4, resolution, police property disposition, resolution number 5, resolution deferral agreement for property located at approximately 1614 East Ranch Lane. And number 6, resolution appointment of board members to the Utah Associated Municipal Power Systems UMAPS board. Council, if there's any discussion on that, I'm willing to have it. If not, then I'm ready for a motion.
I move we approve the consent agenda as outlined by the mayor.
Okay, we have a motion seconded, roll call vote, starting with Council Hyatt.
Yeah.
Council Beecher.
Yes.
Council Carter.
Yes.
Council Christensen. Yeah. Thank you for being here. That's okay. That's fine. We're glad you're here. Okay, moving on. C, petitions. Community Care Mayor's Youth Recognition Award.
Mayor, City Council, and community. We have students from all three, the middle school, junior high, and high school. Once I say your name and you're here, you can come up here and we will give you a little gift and your certificate, and then there'll be time for a little bit of a photo opportunity. The Mayor Youth Recognition Award recipient for October from Mount Nebo Middle School is Callan Craig. He was nominated by Mrs. Payson for his great determination to do his very best in all that he does. He loves to try new things and really expand his knowledge in all areas of school. He's also kind to others and makes school a positive place to be. Mrs. Hanks commented, "Callan is a great candidate for this award. He is a hardworking student. He completes and scores well on all of his assignments. He is respectful and kind to his peers and is a great kid overall."
Keeping it there.
Yep, you can say. Mayor Youth Recognition Award recipient for October from Payson Junior High School is Maya Martin. According to teacher A, who has had the privilege of instructing Maya in honors English, she stands as a paragon of an exemplary student. From day one, Maya has displayed unwavering dedication to her studies. She arrives well prepared, eager to actively participate in discussions, and demonstrates an exceptional ability to collaborate with her peers. Beyond her academic achievements, Maya's unwavering kindness and respect for others sets her apart. Her presence in the classroom radiates positivity and fosters a welcoming learning environment.
No, but we lost the pen.
The Mayor Youth Recognition Award recipient for October from Payson High School is Autumn Partridge.
Autumn, come on up.
Mrs. Redmond said, if I was asked to pick the hardest working, most positive and friendly student at Payson High School, I would hands down pick Autumn. In all my years of teaching, I have never met a student as hardworking as Autumn. It doesn't matter the subject, the teacher, or the class. Autumn will give her all, even if that means working for hours at home or in the library. Even when life gets hard or homework starts to build up, Autumn shows up with a positive attitude and does her very best.
Where do you want to put it down? Good.
Thank you.
Thank you. You go ahead. Always the highlight of the council meeting, we get to honor our young students. Now moving on, Council Carter will present the Yarders a Month. And it will be Yards of a Month.
You guys can hear me, can't you? Oh, shoot.
Come on down.
Pull that out if you.
You want to pull?
Yeah, I'd rather. I have to be
Just
different
kinda
than
talk.
everybody. Okay, you guys, we have a couple of yards of the month. We had September's, and they were the Brack and Denise Carmen. I don't know if you folks know them. They couldn't be here tonight because they had a wedding that they had to attend. They live right there on 8th South as you go down the hill, and you probably have seen the sign in their yard. So we want to congratulate them. And you said it will be in the,
There's
It was
already been in the
today.
paper.
it was in the paper today, yours included. Okay, the next people that I'd like to have come up and stand with me is Jim and Tricia Fail. Come on up.
And there's gonna be in the paper next week.
And yours will be in the paper next week. I was just told, and you probably heard him. Come on over. Yeah. I met them for the first time last night and it was fun. We got to visit for a while. They live, give me your address. 392 East Utah Avenue, 392 East Utah Avenue. I'm just looking over, there's only a couple of us old people that would know which house it was. No, I don't know.
No,
Yeah, I was pointing to you.
I'm not old and you don't know.
I know you're old and I do know you, unfortunately.
Oh.
I
Is
guess
that down?
I guess I'm an old people because I know where it's at.
Oh, yeah, Bill, you and I,
Yes.
we know where it's at. It's the old house that belonged to the Whites. And that yard is absolutely gorgeous. a lot of work they put into it, and we so appreciate them. So here is the certificate for you guys, and also we give you $100 gift certificate for down at Olson's, and we appreciate you doing it. Yeah, have they brought the sign up yet? Okay.
We'll get it up.
Okay, I'm looking for who. Okay, anyway, yeah, Annette and I had a hard time with the sign at the, Carmen's. We had to do a lot of work to get the sign that didn't sit up replaced, so they'll do a good job at your house. Okay, thank you so much.
Just so you know, you're carrying on a long tradition. That house has been very exemplary for decades, so you are carrying on that tradition. Okay, thank you for doing that. Okay, we'll move on to the public forum. I'll go ahead and open up a public forum. Anyone can speak on items that are not on the agenda, and please be cognizant of the time. Try to meet 3 minutes or less if possible. Come on up.
One handout to you.
Okay. And if you would identify yourself when you get to the pulpit, that would be great. Okay.
So I'm really bad at this stuff. My name is Scott Everett, and I live across the street from the skate park.
Yay.
We've lived there for about 11 years. And in the last 5 years, it has turned into the trashiest place I've seen in the city. So it's kind of fitting that this comes after Yard of the Month. You go around and you look at all of the city properties outside here. The city does a wonderful job of taking care of it. The city park, the main park and stuff, it all looks really wonderful. And I can't say enough about, I really like living in Payson because of that stuff. But in the last few years, the skate park has turned into a place that we used to see families at all the time, to a place that is now run by kids that are drinking. I can't tell you how many mornings I go out and find smashed liquor bottles in my gutter from the kids that are drinking it there. It's not adults. I don't know where parents are. I don't know if they're just not active in what is going on with their children. But I would like to help the city in any way that I can and be a partner in helping to keep the park open. Obviously, I don't think it's going anywhere, unfortunately. But I'd like to know what I can do to help, and if there's anything that the city would like to do to help me.
Wonderful. You're on record, and we're aware of it, and I'm sure we can coordinate with the police chief and the parks. Thank you.
I have.
So do you need your pictures back, or we on?
Yeah, we keep.
Okay.
I can see it every day.
Okay. Thank you.
We'll get one.
Yeah. Anyone else? Kim, anybody online? Okay, we'll go ahead and close the public forum and move on. To staff report. Anybody with staff? Okay, got two real quick ones.
Oh,
Just want to get it over with.
I'm glad I got up before Tracy. Sean, do you want to come up? I wanted to introduce you, Mayor and Council, to our new Power Director, Sean Black. We are so glad he came to work for us. He's spent his career in the public power market. He's 28 years at Springville.
Yeah.
But he came to work for us. We're glad he's here. I just wanted to introduce you to him and have him shake your hand, and you'll probably be seeing a lot of him. We're going to come a future work session in not too long and talk about some of the needs and things we need to do. But just wanted to introduce you. He lives in Mount Spring City.
Yeah.
So he gets to drive.
I've lived there 30 years, so I've been driving, you've been driving to Springville, so it's the same drive, yeah.
It's a little bit shorter. Council and
Approved him for the US board.
yes.
Yes, we have.
What have you done? No.
Do you want to tell him just a little about yourself?
Sure. let's see, so I started in Springville a long time ago and I worked up, I did a degree in diesel mechanics. I used to work in Salt Lake on trucks and then I ended up getting hired there as an operating mechanic there at the power plant. And then we had the California energy crisis. And before that, I'd gone back, got a bachelor's degree and got into the idea of portfolio management and things like that. And then translating that to how you act with a power company with the resources that are coming in and creating diversity and safety, trying to create stabilization for rates. And so anyway, I got really into that and that became my job from that time forward. And then it morphed into other jobs at the same time. But that's kind of my love is looking at that, trying to figure out ways to stop inflation from hitting people and trying to give a lot of value by providing public power, but to give more value than you would get from maybe a private sector company. And so that's kind of been my thoughts and what's driven me a long time. And so anyway, I went back and got a bachelor's and then went and got a master's at BYU in public administration. Yeah, I've been doing that stuff, a lot of plant redos and rip outs, 3 or 4 of them. And I've worked in substations, I've worked all over. I do a lot of different things with analysis and paperwork now, but I love actually working too. So I don't know, we'll see how it goes.
I know it's gonna go great. Just so the council knows and the citizens, it's a pleasure for me to be on the board that interviewed you, and we're extremely lucky to have you here, and you'll be a great addition to our public power.
Thank you. I hope to do a really good job for you, make a big impact. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, just walk up from Sean and shake their hand.
Oh.
Oh, yes, you can go there.
Please last longer than last.
I will last longer.
The last paragraph, we had no fault of his own. He just had a deal that he could not refuse, and we're so very happy for him as well, but we're not sending it out again.
I planned on having one.
You can just come say hi.
Okay, Seth, go ahead.
Yeah, so welcome, Sean. Nice to have you here. And I want to specify one thing if we're gonna, where's Carl? I think that skate park is not a park, it's a rec thing, right? The mayor said we could get the parks and rec. Anyway, so yeah, we just want to clear that out. Anyway, I'm here to report today. We had our economic development golf tournament. So we had 130 participants. More report about that, but thank everyone, the council, mayor has been great, particularly members of our board, Dave, Brian Hewlett, Linda, the mayor. I mean, they worked for months on this. It seems like let's just go play fun golf, but they work year round, and they got a lot of influential people for Payson at our place. So it was I just really want to thank Robert, Jill, everyone. I mean, it was amazing last night. Even Melanie texted me and says, hey, do you need some help? Everyone's been so helpful from the city. A bunch of employees come up. So I just really want to thank them and just say, I think everyone had a great day. I think it was real successful. I think it was a positive event. So
I heard compliment after compliment.
yeah, so that's all I have to report tonight. I'm gonna stay off the parks rec stuff. I'll let Carl rebuttal here.
Come on, Carl.
Okay.
Yes, it is the Poland Skate Park. Scott has visited with me as well about a month ago, 4 to 6 weeks ago. We talked about various things in the works. We have received a park grant to do cameras throughout the city at various parks, and that's one of them. So we've gotten one bid so far for cameras, but nothing's been moving yet. But I do appreciate Scott's patience and professionalism. Even with me on the phone, he was similar to here. He was just, there's a problem, I want to help solve the problem. And so we do appreciate that. And if any of you know skaters that are out of line, I encourage you to help them be in line. And it is a challenge at times when there's bad examples that take over. So hopefully we can change that. So thank you.
Thanks, Carl.
So, Mayor, council members,
you can tell by my face, I'm not embarrassed to be here. I just had a great time at the golf event today, so. I just want to get up and say, just a really quick thank you, to all of you for doing planning month, and because of that, I just wanted to let you know, the person in the middle, hopefully all of you recognize this person, and I let some of you know this, but the person in the middle is John Cowan. And because of planning month, we submitted his name as a nomination to the State Planning Association for the Lifetime Achievement Award by someone who is not necessarily a planner, but has been involved. And most of you know that John Cowan was on the Planning Commission for Payson City for over 3 decades. And so we were just thrilled that he was honored by the state and this. He was able to attend with 8 of his kids. 8 of his 12 children were there. And they got their own table at the luncheon. And then his brother as well. So it was really exciting. And then the other thing I just wanted to mention, Jill and the mayor and I had a great conversation last Wednesday night with some folks out in West Mountain. And it was great to be out in their home, and we're going to probably be coming to you with a work session in the next little while, just talking about some industrial uses and what that means, and so kind of gear up for that. But we just wanted to say thanks for letting us have Planning Month recognized here in Payson. Thanks for all you do.
Brian. I'm just gonna give you a little more update on the golf event we had today, and just again, thank the mayor and Dave and Development Services, and especially Tracy. He puts on a great event out there. So, but we had all our county commissioners there. We had Senator Mike McKell there. We had the head of outdoor recreation there, and the person over grants. Actually, we received 3 outdoor recreation grants this year, totaling about $200,000. We had GOEO there, which is the government's Office of Opportunity, or whatever it is. So anyway, they were there, and they actually came up to me after and said, we got to help Payson more and come down and see Payson. And we got EDC Utah was there, and see who else. Oh, and I had there was a commercial realtor there that's working on 2 sit-down restaurants in Payson. He was there. And we had somebody that with the sandwich shop that says they're coming to Payson, and we talked about some places they might be able to go. So it really helps us that we're on the map, and people say it's the best tournament they go to, and they recognize. Oh, and a lot of people said, well, just to explore Utah Valley. Lee Adams had said that we have more going on in Payson, especially with our outdoor recreation, all that stuff, than anybody in the county. So we just have a lot of things going on. People recognize that, and this golf tournament really helps with that, bringing people down here and showing what we have. So thank you, everybody. We also had Jeff Burton there today as well, and Jeff Aitchison, the commissioner for UTA. So we had a lot of influential people there, and it was a great activity. Okay, any more staff? Okay, then I'll open it up to city council. Go with Council Christensen.
Well, I just want to give a shout out to Mr. Morrell and his endeavors to get the youth out into council meetings. And you know what, procrastinators or not, it's still good to see you here before the due date. So, thank you. Thank you for coming. This is the last city council meeting. Otherwise, I think it's important as youth to understand that there is more to life than looking important amongst your friends. As the gentleman was talking about the skate park, and me being in education for 23 years now, I get the sense that as youth, you're like, well, that's not my problem. You know, snitches get stitches and this and that. But in reality, all you're telling yourself is I'm not willing to be part of a community. And it's a community that's important. That's where we grow and we strengthen each other. And we always need to remember community comes first. And so just keep that in mind as you grow up and leave the world and head out where you need to be. So thanks for being here.
I know I've told this story, and when I see, is it Chris? I forgot. Scott and Kelly back there. I live just a block away from the skate park. And I know a lot of things that go on there, not as much as they do, but I cross by it, drive past it several times. I made a trip one day with my husband, and I looked over there, and the lawns and everything were covered with pizza boxes and garbage and everything. I unrolled my window. There was a girl sitting amongst all that, and I said to her, please, the garbage, please. And she yelled back at me, if you want it picked up, you come and do it. So I got out of the car, made my husband stop. I got out of the car. I walked in amongst them. I started picking up all the cans that they had sitting all over. Some of them still had drink in them, and I poured them out on the lawn. I picked up all the pizza boxes, napkins, just tons of trash. And within minutes, I was encircled by this group, and they wouldn't let me out. And they started calling me names. And one of the young men was taking a video of me as he was calling me all these obscene names. And I finally got out of the circle. I thought I'd go get the police. So I came down to the police station. They told me that they would send an officer up there. I went back, and the officer did come within minutes. And the minute the officer pulled up, the same young kid, I was going to say young gentleman, but no, young kid that was taking the video of me came running right over to the cops, calling me the same names that he was calling me to my face in front of the police. And they stood up for me, and I was so glad. And I was glad I didn't punch that kid right in the face. But what happened was the next day, I received, first off, my grandkids called me, and then I got calls from other people in the ward telling me that that video was on Facebook with all the names that they were calling me. So something needs to be done up there. I'm still screaming at them. And if you don't live by it, you don't see it. But I know that Kelly and her husband, because we've talked, they know. So if any of you are ever going past, please, if you see a mess, stop and tell them. It was interesting. I'll just make it real quick. It was interesting. There was a mother there with her young son that was skating, and she was there watching because all these kids were there, roughnecks, and she took her son out, and they started picking up garbage. And that little boy had his arms full of trash. So please step in, you guys. It doesn't hurt. You might get your feelings hurt, but it needs to be done. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. You know, we are very proud of our community and we want to, relay that proud feeling we have to everyone that's within our borders. And, if you don't take care of things, you lose them. And, we don't want to have young people that deserve that venue to lose the ability to participate in skateboarding. But it does take a community to help make that happen. So thank you. Not to be here.
I don't need to add anything to what's been said. Thank you to staff and everything for all they've done, all they do. So appreciate it.
Council Hyatt. At the far reach.
I just have something to add to that. Because you guys are young kids, you see what happens. You guys probably know who does it. Just think of it a different way. Your parents are paying taxes. They're not going to where you would like them to go. Because we're having to pay all this extra help to come in and take care of this. So if you just think of it from a financial, this is hurting your parents. You think it's funny, but it really is hurting your whole family and your whole community because it does cost money to go in there and take care of that situation. Instead of being able to put that money someplace else, we're having to send those people over there to take care of the business. Just something to think about.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to D, action items. Resolution appointment to the Park Tax Committee. This is my part of the presentation. We have two that are current members that are going to be used again as members. Kenton Phillips and Richard Philrup. And then Kimberly Bennett. Are any of you here? I thought okay, Kimberly. And okay, and Kenton. Would you like to come up and say anything to us?
About the skate park?
About the park tax. We know about the skate park.
If I can just say, go back a little bit in time here in the council meeting. If you know anything about golf, golf outings are very helpful and economical to any organization. I'm listening to the response that went on here at the development outing today. Most business gets done on the golf course. If you don't like golf, then you don't have anything to do with it. I've done events for many, many years with different companies, and that's where it hits. That's where you get it. So awesome job. As far as being appointed to the or recommended to be appointed back to the park committee, I've served on there for the last 2 years, and we've had a great time of going to specific places to review their request for funds, request for money. And we've actually gone on site inspections to understand more of why they're requesting the amounts that they are. We put that thought and time into it to determine where the funds should go. And I think we've done a really good job. I'm excited to be a part of that for the next 2 years.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Kimberly.
Hi, my name is Kimberly Bennett, and I'm very excited. This will be my first time on the committee. I'm excited, just like the gentleman in the back. I just want to be able to help. I love the community of Payson, and I have my master's in accounting, and I work here locally in Payson, and so I just want to do what I can to help the community that I love. But thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to let everybody know these folks serve voluntary. They donate their time to civic causes. Some of the things we've used the park tax for is the pickleball courts, our trails, the cover for the playground equipment is the Memorial Park. So it is a very useful tax. When you say tax, it doesn't sound very inviting, but it is an inviting use of that tax money. So thank you for your dedication. It's my council, it's my honor to present these three for members of the Park Tax Committee. And if there's not any more discussion, or if there's discussion, well, let's have it. If not, I'm ready for more.
I'll make a motion that we approve the Parks Tax Committee and Kenton Phillips, Kimberly Bennett, and Richard Philrup.
Okay, we have a motion and seconded, starting with Council Christensen.
Yes.
Council Carter.
Yes.
Council Beecher.
Yes.
Council Biden.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries. Thank you again. There are others on that, park tax committee. These are just the seats that need to be filled. Okay, the numbers, moving on to, resolution. Interlocal agreement with Woodland Hills regarding building fire inspection. Scott?
Mayor and council was approached by Woodland Hills a few months ago. Their fire chief that had been there for quite a few years had retired or resigned to go into business with his son. So they have a new fire chief there, but he's not up to the speed on codes for inspections on. They really don't have any commercial, it's all residential. This really doesn't amount to a lot. It's just an agreement to help them out. It's usually 1 to 2 inspections a week, if that. For fire sprinklers and fire alarms in the residential homes. So not a lot of time up there, but just to help them out. Every time we go up there doing inspection, we charge them $50 and that covers our cost and time to go up and assist them. So pretty straightforward agreement.
So the leader in case of it, not gonna be.
Yeah, we have an interlocal county agreement where you can help other cities all the time, but this is one we're going to, for quite a while to help them out till they get somebody up to speed.
Thanks, Scott. Chief Spencer. Unless there's, any council discussion, I'm ready for a motion.
Building fire inspection. Authorize the mayor to sign the resolution.
I'll second that. Okay, we have a motion that's seconded, going with, first with Council Hyatt.
Yes.
Council Beecher.
Yes.
Council Carter.
Yes.
Council Christensen. Yes. Motion carries. Thank you. Number 3, resolution purchase and sales agreement with the Nebo School District. Jason?
Mayor and council, as you know, we've been working the last several months on trying to obtain an additional spot for our rec department. Because we do not have a contract any longer with Nebo to have them in the high school, whenever that gets, I think next year is when it's supposed to be completed. So we had to find something else, either that or make room for them here in this building. That wasn't very optimal. We had some pushback. So we started negotiating with Nebo School District to perhaps buy a building. As you are aware, the buildings, when they go to decommission them, so to speak, they always give first option to the city that those buildings lie in. We decided, as the council decided some months ago, to allow us to purchase it. We will be purchasing it over the next 10 years, starting in January. We will make payments of about a little over 200,000 a year for the next 10 years. Closing will not take place until the school district or us decides that we're ready to take it over. So, but they have allowed in this contract to allow our parks department to use part of the building. That will be sectioned off and we will not interfere with the rest of the school while the school is going in session. And then at such time that we finally either the 10 years is up and we've completed the payment, and we will take over the school completely, or at that point, or sometime before that, we can take over the school one way or the other. We'll just negotiate with them. Their plan is to someday probably move Wilson School to over on their property over by near the temple. But that will be determined by their class sizes and stuff like that.
Okay, just so everyone knows here in the council, I'm sure the council knows this, that not only includes the building, but the land itself.
It's all the land. Yes.
And, it will be a lot of different options that we can use that building and the property around it.
Correct.
It's a wonderful addition to our city buildings, and the flexibility there is wonderful. It's either very, very low interest or no interest over that. So it's really a win-win for us and the. Okay. Any discussion, council? There's no discussion, then I'm ready for a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve the Skills agreement, I think was skill district and the mayor, right?
We have a motion and second, starting with Council Christensen. Yes. Council Carver.
Yes.
Council Major.
Yes.
Council Hyde.
Yes.
Thank you. Resolution. Unanimously. Number 4, resolution in God we trust, Dave.
Mayor, council, Mayor and I were at the Utah League of Cities and Towns a few weeks ago, and the mayor got his award. But one of the booths there at the league meetings those days was a group called In God We Trust. They're out of California, but they approached us and wanted to know if we would be willing to at least present this to the council for their potential approval. But what they're trying to do is, and in the resolution, it talks that the United States adopted the national model on July 30th, 1956, shortly after World War II. The motto "In God We Trust." It's on our currency. It's also a slogan of the entrance of the United States Senate chambers in the House of Representatives, and they would like cities throughout the country to recognize God's hand in government. And so they asked us if we would present that to the council. We created a resolution if the council's in favor of that. If you want to think about it, we could table it, we could have more discussions on it, but if we would adopt this resolution, then we would find a place in the council chambers here to put "In God We Trust" somewhere. I was thinking maybe in the front here, but we could find a location to put that, just that we support the United States motto in our city government. There are a few cities in Utah that have already adopted it. They're trying to get to more cities. There's several in California and some of the western states. But we just said we'd present that to council for your thoughts, discussion, and if you're comfortable with it, you can pass the resolution. Like I say, it not forcing you to have to do it if you want to think about it or if you want to have more discussions, but they approached us and we said we'd put that on an agenda so you could have some discussion.
Councilman citizens, I think it's pretty straightforward. It is also on our license plates. I totally support doing that type of resolution. Of course, I don't get a vote as mayor, but that would be my. Any discussion? Okay, I'm ready for a motion.
I move we adopt the resolution, "In God We Trust." It'll be, displayed here in the council chambers someplace at a future date, and authorize the mayor to sign it.
I'll second that motion. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Starting with Council Hyde.
Yes.
Yes, motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor and Council.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for staying here. Many times we have many people here and they disappear. And we are very thankful for citizens' involvement. So thank you for being here. We've come to the time in our meeting to adjourn. So I'm going to ask the council for a motion to adjourn.
Then you get to make this.
I do.
Yeah.
I'd like to make the motion for us to adjourn.
We have a motion, second, all in favor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you again.